Welcome back everyone. Before we dive in, take a second to hit that like button, subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss more content that'll save your sanity. And maybe your wallet too. And hey, if you've had any interesting dating experiences, let us know in the comments below. We're all here to learn, and let's be honest, laugh a little. Now grab your favorite beverage because today's topic is spicy 10 types of women you shouldn't date unless you enjoy misery. This isn't about tearing people down, it's about spotting red flags and dodging future headaches. And trust me, science backs up a lot of what we're going to talk about. Let's jump right in. You know her, life's always a soap opera. Every day is a new disaster and somehow it's always someone else's fault. Research shows that people with high neuroticism tend to have unstable relationships. Drama queens thrive on chaos, and guess who will be cast as the villain? That's right, you. They'll make mountains out of molehills. Maybe you forgot to text her back within 5 minutes and suddenly it's a betrayal of epic proportions. Don't even get started on how her exes were all terrible people. Odds are, she'll say the same about you when it ends. Example. You plan a nice weekend getaway, but she turns it into an interrogation session about why you didn't book a 5-star hotel. Imagine coming home after a long day and she greets you with, "I can't believe you liked that girl's photo from 2014. Are you planning to leave me?" Spoiler alert, you'll never win this argument. Pro tip. Healthy relationships are built on mutual understanding and emotional stability. If drama feels like a third person in the relationship, it's time to exit stage left. She's got potential. So much potential. But her life is a mess. She's in between jobs, hasn't paid her bills in months, and her last 5 relationships ended in disaster. You're not dating her, you're dating a project. While it's great to support your partner during tough times, there's a fine line between being supportive and becoming her personal handyman for life problems. If you're constantly trying to save her from her poor choices, the relationship can quickly become exhausting. Science backs this one. Studies show that uneven relationships where one partner does all the fixing lead to burnout and resentment. Remember, you're a boyfriend, not a life coach. Example, you lend her money to help her get back on her feet, but she blows it all on shopping and blames society for her financial woes. Picture this, you're spending hours helping her polish her resume, only for her to quit the job 2 weeks later because it wasn't her vibe. Pro tip, look for someone who brings balance to your life, not chaos. Relationships are partnerships, not rehabilitation centers. If it didn't happen on Instagram, did it even happen? This type can't have dinner without taking 17 photos of her plate. A study from the University of Kansas found that excessive social media use correlates with lower relationship satisfaction. Why? Because you're dating her followers, not her. This woman might be more interested in curating a perfect online image than actually living in the moment with you. Her validation comes from likes, comments, and followers, which can leave you feeling like an accessory in her life rather than a partner. Example. She spends an entire vacation setting up photos instead of enjoying the scenery. Picture this. You're on a romantic getaway, but she's too busy live streaming to notice the sunset. You're officially a background character in your own relationship. Pro tip. Find someone who values real-world connections over virtual applause. Love is about connection, not content. She wants to dictate every aspect of your life, from what you wear to who you hang out with. She believes that if she isn't in control, everything will fall apart. While structure is good, excessive control in a relationship can make you feel suffocated and resentful. Her need to control comes from deep-seated insecurities. She will push boundaries under the guise of looking out for you, and will make you feel guilty for wanting independence. Over time, you'll feel more like a prisoner than a partner. For example, she demands to check your phone regularly and questions every interaction with the opposite sex, even if it's work-related. She schedules all your free time, leaving you little space for yourself. She creates a boyfriend manual with rules for how to talk, dress, and breathe, and you better memorize it. Pro tip, a relationship should feel like teamwork, not a dictatorship. Mutual trust is key. If she can't trust you, you'll always be walking on eggshells. She loves the idea of being with you but breaks into a cold sweat when the relationship gets serious. She keeps you on the hook just enough to keep you interested but never lets things progress beyond a certain point. She may have past relationship traumas or simply enjoys the thrill of chasing and being chased. You'll invest time, emotions, and effort into her only to be left with confusion and frustration. For example, every time you talk about the future, she suddenly needs space. One day she's all in, the next she's distant and detached. She'll give her plants names and throw them birthday parties but refuses to call you her boyfriend. Pro tip: if she can't commit after a reasonable amount of time, move on before you waste too much energy on someone who won't fully invest in you. She assumes you're guilty until proven innocent. A lack of trust leads to never-ending accusations and paranoia. She'll scrutinize everything you do, analyze your social media interactions, and demand explanations for things that don't warrant one. This behavior stems from insecurity, past betrayal, or control issues, but if she doesn't trust you from the start, she probably never will. For example, she goes through your phone while you sleep. She interrogates you about every female friend, coworker, or random acquaintance you interact with. She can tell you where you were last night before you can. If she had FBI-level training, she'd be running an intelligence agency by now. Pro tip: trust is the foundation of any relationship. If she sees threats everywhere, the relationship will never feel safe or stable for either of you. She refuses to admit when she's wrong, making communication exhausting. Any disagreement quickly turns into a battle where she'll manipulate facts, gaslight, or deflect blame. Being wrong is simply not an option for her. Over time, you'll either stop voicing your opinions to keep the peace, or find yourself constantly apologizing for things you didn't do. Example: you show her undeniable proof, but she twists the facts and makes it your fault anyway. Every argument becomes about how you hurt her feelings rather than resolving the actual issue. Arguing with her is like trying to convince a cat it's not the ruler of the house. Good luck. Pro tip: healthy relationships require compromise. If she refuses to see your perspective, the relationship will always be one-sided. She's with you for what you can provide, not who you are. She sees relationships as transactions and expects you to fund her lifestyle. Materialism is a relationship killer. Studies show that couples with differing financial priorities tend to have lower long-term satisfaction. If she measures love in designer handbags and extravagant vacations, you're nothing more than a human ATM. Example: her love and attention are proportional to the amount of money you spend on her. When you stop buying gifts, she stops answering texts. Her purse costs more than your car, and she insists it's an investment. Meanwhile, your savings account is crying in the corner. Pro tip: real love can't be bought. Find someone who values emotional wealth over material wealth. She blames everyone else for her problems. Every setback in life is someone else's fault. Her boss, her family, her ex, society, and eventually, you. While some people truly face unfortunate circumstances, perpetual victims refuse to take responsibility for their choices. They expect sympathy and support, but rarely take action to improve their situations. Example: she has never been responsible for anything. Every job, relationship, or opportunity that didn't work out was due to external forces beyond her control. If she trips over her own feet somehow, it's the sidewalk's fault. Pro tip: healthy relationships require accountability. If she constantly plays the victim, you'll become the emotional dumping ground for all her problems. She avoids deep conversations by forcing positivity. While optimism is great, toxic positivity dismisses real emotions and problems. Instead of facing issues head-on, she'll deflect by telling you to just be happy or think positive. This invalidates real struggles and prevents emotional depth in the relationship. Example: you tell her you're struggling with stress or a personal issue and she replies, "Just be happy. Everything happens for a reason." If you were drowning, she'd tell you to just breathe in the good vibes. Pro tip: a real partner supports you through all emotions, good and bad. Emotional depth and honesty create a stronger bond than forced positivity. Relationships should add joy, not stress. If any of these red flags feel familiar, don't ignore them. No one is perfect, but recognizing toxic patterns early can save you a lot of heartache. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more dating wisdom, and share your craziest dating experiences in the comments. Who knows? Your story might inspire our next video. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay smart and date wisely.